Alright, last week was a good week for the Las Vegas Raiders. Their starters got the better of the San Francisco 49ers starters in joint practices, and their backups got the better of the 49er backups in the game. A narrow view of it shows the Raiders beat up on last year's NFC West champs and NFC Championship game participants all week. A broad view of it shows guys at positions the Raiders need improving in winning their matchups. Today the Raiders had the first of two joint practices against the Los Angeles Rams, with the game Saturday. The 49ers are better than the Rams, at least they were last year. But the Rams are a different team that brings a different set of problems, and this is what that different set of problems revealed about the Raiders. Last week I told you the Raiders secondary is better, and it's much better. They don't make bad to average quarterbacks look like John Elway anymore. They don't let quarterbacks that are having problems get right on them anymore either. 49er quarterback Brock Purdy is obviously shaking the rust off after getting injured last year, and the Raiders had all kinds of interceptions on him last week. Last year around this time, the Raiders would have made him look good, so that's progress. But today the Raiders faced Matthew Stafford, who's better than the best version of Purdy, and it wasn't too pretty. Stafford's passes were reportedly in places that the Raiders secondary simply couldn't do anything about. That's what happens when you play against a great quarterback. They've seen enough of it from Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes over the years, right? They've even seen enough of it from Los Angeles Chargers quarterback Justin Herbert. That is, until the game's on the line. Anyway, I'm standing by the Raiders secondary getting much better, but it has a ways to go to be an elite shutdown unit. However, they have time. They're going to get a great deal of help from their defensive line, too. Yes, the Raiders secondary sure did get help from the defensive line last week. Left tackle Trent Brown is still with the 49ers, but they still couldn't keep a quarterback healthy last year. They went through 4 quarterbacks due to injury and didn't have one for part of the NFC Championship game. That's why I couldn't be so sure about the Raiders defensive line after they did what they did to the 49ers offensive line. But the Raiders defensive line did the same thing to the Rams offensive line today. A good portion of the damage Stafford did to the Raider defense reportedly came after he would have been sacked already. Stafford said the edge rusher and usual suspect Max Crosby was in the backfield a lot, and he yelled sack every time he got close to him. And while Chandler Jones didn't practice, it was reported that edge rushers Isaac Rochelle, Adam Plant, and Jordan Willis, along with interior defensive linemen Adam Butler and Jerry Tillery, were raising hell too. Oh, and guess what? Edge rusher Tyree Wilson is back. The Raiders are easing him back in, so he didn't do a whole lot. We probably won't see a lot from him this week, but that's good news. Remember, the Raiders lost a lot of one-score games last year, but the defense is a little better. Of course, we want the Raider defense to be as good as possible, but a little better could be all the Raiders need because of the offense. I know I've said it before and I'll say it again. I believe running back Josh Jacobs is going to sign his franchise tag just before week 1 like everyone else in this position does. And Davante Adams came off last week's injury to display he's just fine today. He reportedly looked uncoverable, winning the route running portion of all his reps. Oh, and tight end Michael Mayer is back from injury and reportedly made a few catches. And quietly, receiver Jacoby Myers is having a really good camp. I didn't see him doing much at first because Davante Adams and Hunter Renfrow are going to get all the targets after Jacobs leaves, but I don't know now. And for all those that are worried about Garoppolo and his deep ball, stop. Garoppolo was just rusty and sharpened up against the 49ers last week. He continued to be sharp today. Depending on who you ask, he threw a 60 or 70-yard touchdown pass to speedster Philip Dorsett. I know everyone's excited about rookie quarterback Aiden O'Connell, but there wasn't much to report on him today. Most of the reps went to the ones. I'm pretty sure we'll see plenty of them Saturday. The Raiders just might have someone that can save the season if Garoppolo goes down, though. Speaking of Garoppolo, he's sharp now, he's connecting on his deep balls. Please, no more worries about him. And even though the defense didn't get that many interceptions today, they still got turnovers. They forced 4 fumbles and recovered them. The interceptions just weren't there because they faced a great quarterback today. Thank you for watching. See you next time.